Hello and welcome to Gapeys Garden. Today we're in the backyard and I'm going to be giving you a little tour of how everything is going. I've got almost everything planted now that the weather has improved. So let's take a walk around the garden and I'll show you what's going on. Things here in the greenhouse are doing pretty well for the most part. We do have one casualty so far, and that is our Traveler's jalapeno. So this is I planted all these in here a few weeks ago, and the Traveler's jalapeno, it just basically died. So I dug it up just now to see what was going on, and I'm seeing the base of the pepper, this part here is all dried out and brown, but everything above about right here is still green, but obviously it's not gonna survive. It hasn't really grown much since I planted it, and this just has never happened before, so I don't know what happened with that, but that is not good, so I'm gonna have to find another pepper to replace it. And then I have some good news here. The Florea that I got from a friend early this spring has finally woken up. This was the very last one to wake up, and it had to do with how he stored it. He stored it elevated over winter on a shelf outside, and so I think I don't know if the roots just froze to death or almost to death, and it is now just waking up. But he said that all the ones that he stored that way had a really tough time waking up, and some of them still haven't woken up. So I'm glad to see this is still alive. We've got this branch here is waking up. We've got some growth here on this branch, and we have some stuff coming out of the ground here that I'm probably just gonna cut off because we don't want that down there. So the weather has improved much since our last update on the peppers, and I got the tangerine tigers in the ground. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in ground here, and I didn't plant the variegated ones in ground. I'm still debating whether to do that or not. I might just keep those in containers. The garlic is doing really good, and we are starting to see garlic scapes on the hardneck garlic, so we love to take these garlic scapes and grill them on the barbecue with some salt, pepper, and olive oil. We had some for the first time this season over the weekend, and looks like we've got more to harvest here pretty soon. We've got this bed all planted out with 8 large-sized tomatoes, some beefsteaks, and paste tomatoes. We've got some zinnias planted behind those. We've got our zucchinis here, 2 different varieties, 2 tomatillos, and then we've got some cucumbers there that are going to be growing up this trellis. We've also got some lettuce still growing in here that I planted a few months ago. Oh, also we've got some radishes, which I guess are starting to bolt here, so I need to get those out. I've had some issues with the rabbit eating the brassicas. It doesn't seem to be touching the lettuce much, which I've got so much lettuce that it really wouldn't matter if it did, but it seems to be gravitating toward the brassicas. So I've got the chicken wire here around my collards, and then let me show you what the rabbit has done to my kale over here. I've got a dazzling blue kale, and it really chomped that down to almost nothing. So there's not much left of that, so I put a cage around that as well. The peas that I planted are doing great, and we're starting to see some pods setting on the peas. This is a purple pea called Beardegard that I got from Row 7 Seeds, and this particular pea stays purple when cooked, which I think is unusual for a purple pea. So I can't wait to give these a try. We should be able to harvest those here pretty soon. We got our bean poles set up over the weekend so I can get my beans planted. I've got 6 different varieties that I'm going to be planting around the beans, and this time I'm going to be trying really hard not to plant too many under each pole because I keep having issues with the poles falling over from the weight of the beans and the wind. So I'm going to try and stick to 3 beans per pole. I think last year I did 4, and I am going to be getting those in the ground probably today. Here's a look at the pole beans I'm going to be growing this year. These ones in the manila envelope I got from In the Trough on Instagram. This one here is the Mambo green bean. So it's kind of an army green color that is pretty cool. And then we've got another green bean. This one is called Soissons Vert bean. So that one's a much lighter green. Some of them are actually white. And then the last one I got from her is called Iroquois cornbread bean. So that one is kind of like a cranberry type bean. And then, so these are all the first time that I've grown those three varieties. This one here is called the Pellegrini bean that I got from the Herb Farm several years ago. They're a local farm-to-table restaurant here in Woodinville, Washington. And then the last one I'm going to be growing is called Carmenat. But as you can see, there's a few different colors here. So the Carmenat is actually, I think, this one here. But when I grew it, I think it crossed with some other varieties. So when I grew it for the first time, I ended up getting a bunch of different colored beans, and the bean seeds were also different colors. So I think one of the ones it crossed with is Vortex, and it was crossed when I got it from a local seed swap. And I can't remember what other variety he grew in the same area, but I'm pretty sure the one that's the dark blue one is Vortex. And then I can't remember what the other one is, but I'm going to see if I can try and figure that out. Aside from the beans, the only other thing I haven't planted yet is the corn. I obviously planted them in these trays here, but I haven't put them in ground. I had a little accident with the chickens. They ended up getting on top of the back deck, and they chomped down on several of my corn seedlings, so a lot of them are missing or have big bites taken out of them. I repotted some into other containers because they just wouldn't fit back into the trays here, but I'm planning on getting these planted in the ground here this week. This is the bed I'm going to be planting the corn in, and unfortunately well, I don't know if it's unfortunate or fortunate, we have quite a few potatoes that have volunteered in here, so I may need to thin some of those out because I don't want them to overtake the corn. If the corn was a lot bigger, then it probably wouldn't be too much of a problem, but I think the potatoes are a little too big and they might outcompete the corn. So some of these are gonna have to go. Our blueberries are looking pretty awesome this season. They're just loaded with berries. We didn't have a great blueberry year last year, so I'm glad to see that they're doing a lot better this year. Strawberry season is just starting, and we're seeing some ripe berries on a lot of our plants here. This one is under our apple tree. Here's a look at our mint bed, which is totally overgrown. I really need to pull like 3/4 of this mint out, and I also need to trim the lemon balm back here as well, but this stuff is just getting out of control. I think the last variety that I planted in here was a mistake because it's just gotten crazy. I was able to keep about, I think I had 8 different varieties of mint in here, and I was able to keep them all pretty separate, but this particular variety has just overtaken everything. I hope you enjoyed this short update on how the garden is doing so far this season. Let me know down below if you've had any challenges, if you've lost any plants, or if you're dealing with any pests. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.